Hi, I'm Brianna.
Hi, I'm Regina.
Welcome to the Daughter
Mama
Mama
Charmarama.
Charmarama.
I'm Gen X,
I'm Gen Z.
and we are two amazing ladies talking about everything and everywhere according to us.
Today's vibe is, why Daughter Mama Charmarama?
Why?
Where did we come up with that?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Exactly.
Everybody's asking about it.
Everyone.
We're the talk of the town, every town.
Exactly.
Your town,
Exactly.
your city.
International celebrities.
Listen, global.
Superstars.
There we have it.
Right. Quick little icebreaker. If you could choose your age forever, what would you choose and why?
Oh, that'd be easy. I'd like freeze at the age of after the lady horror stuff. You know what I mean, without too many details. And before the puberty 2.0 would start. Perry
What number?
and their friends.
What age are you choosing?
That age is 53.
Oh, I'm picking 25. I'm in my mid-20s. 30, the decade where I'm supposed to be more adult and grown and established and whatnot, is miles away. Everything is right where it's supposed to be. You know, my bones are still good. I can still scratch. It's okay. It's socially acceptable for me to be outside in short skirts and big boots. 25.
Two things. Your joints are not going to give out at 30.
I know.
And
'Cause
30
I'm
is not as far away as your mind tells you that
5
it
years
is.
is an eternity. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Time is not real.
Okay.
Yep. I'm comfortable.
As long as the sun rises and the moon comes out, time is very real. We don't hate time.
You are such a party pooper.
I'm melancholy by nature. You know, I asked the Lord about that. As much as I like to laugh and I'm giggly or whatever, I was like, Lord, am I like depressed or something? It was decades ago, but I noticed like from childhood pictures, I wasn't smiling. I didn't have a frown, but I wasn't smiling. Just had like this mundane look on my face. So I asked my paternal Grandma Claudia. I was like, Grandma, was I depressed as a toddler? And a little girl, she was like, maybe so. It was just a lot going on back then. And so I asked the Lord, I was like, you know, what is it about my mood or what is it about me? He said, you're melancholy by nature. I was like, thanks.
That sounds like depression.
He didn't use depression, he said melancholy. So
your mood tends to veer on the lower side.
Right.
Naturally.
Right. But I can certainly rev myself up for excitement.
Okay.
And yeah, I have like a decent or a healthy thermostat for laughter and joy and happiness and that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm SpongeBob.
You tell us every week.
The people need to know. That's my guy. We're locked in.
And who are these people? Why do I keep getting looped in with these people?
Because you're my mommy.
And you know what? I also asked about my temperament. Mother Nida was introverted or extroverted. And then the Lord said that I had become introverted because of the things that I had gone through.
Experience.
So he didn't make me introverted. I became that way. I'm more of an extrovert, even with melancholy nature.
Same.
Yeah.
I thought I was introverted too. It was like, oh my gosh, I hate being around people. That was in, what was it, the mid-2010s and stuff, where everybody was super obsessed with food and the duck lips, and there was that specific shade of green all over Tumblr, and everybody suddenly hated being around anybody. I thought I was an introvert too. No, I'm just a little socially anxious. But I'm extroverted. I like being around people.
I'm extroverted too. I do like to remove myself. I call it like I've had my fill of
When that social
people.
battery dies, no. Respectfully.
Yeah, I enjoy time by myself or time outside of, you know, circles or social gatherings or whatever. But yeah. So anywho, I like our topic for today. So why daughter mama Charmarama and mother-daughter dynamics and how and when ours got good. And it stood out to me how and when ours got good. Because a mother-daughter relationship can be complex. You know, it just depends on where the mom is and what the child needs and how those two mesh. Because you may become a mother because you've given birth or you have adopted or however you become a guardian, a foster parent, or whatever it is. But you don't necessarily have those full maternal instincts. So you don't have the full playbook on what it is to be a mom, no matter what you read and study and research. It depends on what your child comes into the world needing and where you are in terms of supplying those needs. Because in a lot of instances, we're dragging our past along with us and our mother-daughter relationship with us. And some of us have mother wounds, some of us have father wounds, or a combination of both. So it became good, or it became healthy, our relationship. And so I'm glad that we're both at the point in our lives where we can, respect one another and give grace for each other's humanity. Yeah.
It's your first time on Earth, too.
I'm human. So they like to claim all of that mother instinct comes naturally, and it doesn't. And that, all of that love in between is shared. Kids don't love you. Babies do not love you.
They just need you.
They need you for survival.
Just need you.
It's a long time, depending on the age, maturity, development, or healthy self-esteem, or security, emotional health, before your offspring will love you.
Like, truly love you.
Yeah.
Once they know what love is and understand life and stuff. I feel like that point doesn't come until 10, 12, middle school-ish.
Yeah.
When they start learning, I kind of don't like you.
Yeah.
You do things that irritate me.
And the more you clamp down on selfishness and how to, mature and develop away from selfishness, self-centeredness, which are attributes that are innate to the human experience. I mean, human beings, we have that selfishness in us that the Lord is always trying to drive out or make us aware of so we can put aside. Then the love really doesn't develop, when the selfishness is there. Because love demands a sacrifice. So you can't love and be selfish all at the same time. Love gives, right? And so I think when you come of age, like you said, around the preteen or middle school age, then it still begins to evolve, because sometimes teenagers can, what we like to say, lose their minds somewhere between 16 and 18, where they hate everybody and they're slamming doors and you can't tell me what to do, and I'll be so glad when I can get out of your house, type of
14
thing.
14 to 21.
And so then that's a cycle of growth. And then it comes back around where your relationship with the parent-child or mom-daughter relationship changes. So there's another shift, there's another pivot that has to happen. So there's stages of growth and development. So we've learned how to enjoy one another, move around each other, and knowing we can give one another space.
We vibe now.
So what about you with the icebreaker? What you said you would do 25. You would want to remain 25. You don't have any curiosity about what 30 would look like?
I could do 35.
Yeah.
I like counting by fives.
Oh, counting by fives. So it's just a number thing for you.
Yeah, it's easy to count by 25s.
You really don't know who you're going to be.
I have no clue what's going to happen for me in my 30s. I figured in my 30s is probably when I'll be more established. I feel like the whole decade of your 20s is for making mistakes and learning things, making choices, setting yourself up. And then the 30s is when you start reaping the benefits of those decisions more concrete. There's still an area of growth, but maybe you've plateaued a little bit. It's not quite as up and down and things aren't as moving too fast. So I think maybe at 30, I'll be a bit more established and still excited and things. I can imagine turning up and well into my 30s, 40s, and 50s. I told her yesterday, I'm going to be a problem, okay? At the discoteca, it's me. I'm the 56-year-old woman at the club dancing on the tables with the drinks. It's me. I'm the problem. I would definitely be that person.
Yeah, I'm sure the Lord has bigger plans for your life. You can hang that up.
Not necessarily at the club all the time, but you're never too old to twerk on the yacht. I was telling her that. You ain't never too old to twerk on the yacht. If I could bring my grandma to party, my grandma was trying to go to the clubs too. On a Friday night at 6 p.m. talking about somewhere we going, where's the party at?
She was joking, literally.
No, she wasn't.
She was going to that senior center. But I just want to tell you, keep those fantasies alive, because what I know and the scope of what I know, regarding the plans the Lord has for you.
I'm going to be at bingo night turning up then. How about that? At Bible study.
Dancing on everybody's table. That is hilarious.
In fact, we work out and stretch. Take care of them knees, because I feel like the knees and the ankles are the first thing to go. Take care of your knees. That's what I'm doing.
We do have to take care of our bodies, musculoskeletally. Yeah, so that's what working out and resistance training does. I love that. I was able to get rid of my mommy arms. Ain't no flab over here. I still could cook. I know they was like, oh, because don't trust a lady's food if she doesn't have that wiggly. The baby, them elbows. Dumbbells took care of that. She don't have no mommy arms, but I still could cook any cuisine pretty much, except I don't know how to cook like German food or anything like that. So, you know what? I found an article that I wanted to read a little bit of, and it's from Psychology Today, and it says how daughters can heal from their mother wound. Because we want to be clear, and we want to emphasize that where we are now is not where we've always been, and we haven't had like these knockdown, drag out fights, but we've had our challenges, and we know it is serious when daughters have had to go no contact because of dysfunction and just a breakdown in the mother-daughter relationship. I mean, the things that I've heard about what moms have done to their daughters. And I'm no different. I've hurt feelings and, made choices and decisions that have hurt my children. And I'm talking about, abuse and just mistreatment of every kind that daughters have endured. Things I've read on social media where people are just, sharing their sad stories, and it's just really, really bad. And they cannot see themselves reconciling with their mom because some moms refuse to grow, refuse to admit that they are wrong. And I've apologized to my children. I've acknowledged, things that have hurt them. Like, for instance, being in a ministry and having the Lord take the reins of your life, it means that your children have to come along with. And sometimes he would tell us to move, so that means that we would have to change, the children would have to change schools. And I never acknowledged it as an offense or an affront to them, because I was like, this is what the Lord is telling me to do. I'm not making this up, so why should I take the ownership of apologizing or the way it makes you feel or how you experience it? I didn't do it. Take it up with the Lord. But again, we're talking about young people here. We're talking about teenagers, late teens, early 20s. We're talking about your school age, middle school, and so forth. So it took me a while to really understand that it's not that you're at fault or this is your fault, but apologize for the way it made them feel or the way that they experienced it, that you were obeying the Lord, that you were in the will of the Lord, that they had to change schools when we had to move. So I said to the four of them individually, I'm sorry. And I apologized to them individually about other things, because sometimes I was emotionally withdrawn because I'm trying to bear the weight and under the pressure of the family at the time that I was a single mom, and I wasn't always there to nurture them, and to just hold them close, because I'm trying to get healing for me, and I'm trying to understand, like, why are things so hard or so bad for me? Lord, I'm in your will. Like, I'm sold out. Have I not proven, that I'm with you? I'm on your side. I'm doing all my best to obey you, and it's just raining and storm after storm. That type of thing. So there are ebbs and flows in any relationship, but that mother-daughter relationship, father-son, and, mother-son, and all these things with parent-child can really bring complications and dysfunction. And so people have to confront what they're feeling, what they've experienced. And if the parent is not willing to change and to get therapy and get the Lord and get healing of their problems and move on, then there won't be healing in that relationship. There won't be a rejuvenation in that relationship. But you can heal without an apology. You can heal when the parent is not willing to evolve and change and become, right? So that has always been my prayer. Whatever their experience was with me and with their fathers, that they would not hold bitterness, or they would be healed enough to release bitterness, that they would forgive, and that they would heal and become whole. So this article from Psychology Today, it talks about certain dynamics. So often mothers are the ones who extend nurturance towards children who then feel protected. When the nurturance fails to happen in a consistent way, daughters, now adults, often look back with anger. And anger is a very real emotion. Sometimes anger masks fear and other things, but anger is a very real emotion that needs to be confronted and fleshed out and processed, with emotional regulation and just with what the thoughts regarding a situation looks like. So a close other seeing a consistent pattern of discontent might gently ask about wounds she has. So someone will ask the now adult daughter about legitimate wounds. And so what I've also learned is that a daughter would have to heal the little girl within them that the mother or the father harmed. And in this instance, we're talking about mother-daughter. So those mother wounds, like the daughter herself as an adult now would need to heal those wounds, would need to minister to the heart of the little girl within her, healing that little girl within, healing that child within. And that comes from our source, who is the Lord. Healing is the children's bread. So as believers, we can always pull from him the healing virtue, that healing anointing, the healing balm of Gilead, so that he could heal us where we are hurting. The Bible says he heals the brokenhearted, and he bandages up their wounds. So that's how we're able to heal the little girl within us, or that daughter within us, that didn't get everything they needed from their mom, would be to receive healing from the Lord, and just like you're putting a patch or a band-aid, put it right there, like right here to my heart, Lord. I have this memory, or this core memory, or I missed out, or I didn't get enough of, or I didn't get any of, or I was dismissed, or I was overlooked, or there was too much pressure on me, or just I wish things were a certain way, and just whatever it is, it's important to minister to the area of your heart that is stuck emotionally as a child and as a little girl from the womb, from your mother. So the article goes on to say different ways where you can address that type of healing. And it starts, like I said, with reflection. You got to look back. You have to admit that there was an issue there. You can move past what happened to you, move beyond what happened to you, whether the mom agrees what transpired, right? Because sometimes there's a mother narrative and there's a daughter narrative, and those narratives don't match. I've read these testimonials where people have said, when I've confronted my mom or asked her about certain things that I remember, and she denied the whole thing, lied about the whole thing, or refused to take accountability. We still have to learn to move past, move on into confrontation, into forgiveness, and into healing, so that we can be whole. Because we can't control anybody. You can't control me. I can't control you. And while we've pivoted, we still have growing to do. You still have a lot of years to live. I have a lot more years to live as well. So we may take a turn or hit a bump in the road in our relationship where we'll have to come back to the table and confront some things. I expect you to say, well, Mom, you could have said that a little nicer. Or why did you frown your face when you said that, Mom? It made me feel the same way. Because you're sensitive. You're very sensitive.
I'm very sensitive.
She's very sensitive, right? And I want to hold space for you in that regard. I remember one time you were a teenager and I wanted to get on you about something, and I just let it fly out of my mouth. And the Holy Spirit said, don't talk to her that way. So I want to apologize for every time I came across too strong. My words were strong.
Yeah.
And they landed and impacted you in a hurtful way. And I want to say I'm really sorry, for that. And so I expect you as an adult. I see you as an adult. I treat you as an adult, even though you still have that babyish thing about you. So you call me on the carpet and say, hey, listen.
Could you be a little kinder? Because this barbed tongue thing, you're going in a home. All right? We need to...
Right away, they threaten you with the home, as if you don't have a posse of people who will come to your rescue in a minute. I'm going to have to...
Hashtag Shady Pines.
Hashtag I have a lawyer. So you guys know we're the queen of yaps, and so we can rant and rave and go on and on and on. So we're going to link this article that you can read and check out. And I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your healing, praying for your relationship with your mother. And just, I'm going to send it to you so you can link it. And praying for the little girl in you, because she deserves the love and attention that you missed out on, and only the Lord can restore. So I'm freezing at 53. She's freezing at 25.
Something else that I wanted to touch on that you said, sometimes closure has to come from within. So her apology, I do accept it and I love it, but I'd already forgiven her for it. So it's more of a cherry on top rather than something that I fully needed and expected and whatever. I had already had to heal myself. I had already had to put my big girl panties on and go, look, I cannot expect or demand something that she's not ready to give. I can't control my mom. Some things I need to accept. Other things I can just go, hey mom, I was a little uncomfortable with that. Some things are worth letting go and some things we need to discuss. So it's worth it to find that balance to maintain relationships. Because I'm actually conflict averse. I don't like conflict. I don't like uncomfortable conversations, but I know that if I'm never uncomfortable, I can never truly be comfortable, because I'll find myself in like a frog in the pot, in the boiling pot situation. A frog in a hot pot is going to jump out, but a frog in a pot that's slowly warming up will adjust and not realize that it's boiling until it's too late. I don't want to end up in a situation like that. So I need to be able to have these conversations, and where closure is necessary, just give it to myself. If I don't expect, or if I'm not aware an apology is coming, just accept whatever it is for whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's like, don't hold yourself up. Don't stunt your growth. Don't stunt your progress on a healing journey. Like, don't do it. Go ahead and go after it. You don't have to wait for somebody's validation to what you feel or what you experience, or you don't have to wait for their permission to go ahead and be validated and worth enough to be well and to be whole. I'm a strong proponent of that.
Live your life.
And so sometimes daughters, moms are not withholding from you maliciously. They just don't have it to give, or they don't realize this is what they need to give, or this is who they need to be, because they're still becoming. And so you mentioned the word acceptance. Love will demand that we accept people right where they are and love them anyway, giving them the grace to grow. And sometimes giving grace is also giving space. So that's where that low to no contact comes in. That's where setting boundaries come in. And those things are necessary for both of us. Why should the daughter continue to be harmed, or offended over and over again because somebody refuses to heal? No. The hurt we harbor is the hurt we give, and that's for everybody across the board, not just mothers and daughters, and it's not okay. And so everybody needs to be where they're getting healed and becoming well and becoming whole and maturing. And if you see that's not happening progressively, stop putting your hand on the hot oven. Like, stop slamming your hand in the door. Like, stop it. You're just going to have to do the low to no contact until you can, figure out what's next. So there's a general consensus that mother-daughter relationships can bring about the good, bad, and the ugly, and the real ugly and dysfunctional.
Many of my peers, I'm actually finding in my personal life, and people that I've just come across in passing or on social media, are talking about how their mother can be either your first enemy or your best friend. And people are talking about it. And I saw on Twitter that a woman said that when she was a teenager, she was like 12 or 13 or something, she told her mom that her boyfriend, stepdad, whatever, was being inappropriate with her. And the mother, called her jealous and said that she was trying to steal her man. To the 12-year-old.
A 12-year-old.
Right.
Imagine
and
that.
Short of putting a brick clean through her window, I think you could go no contact. Do not be afraid to cut that lady off.
But you know what? That's a tricky situation for an adolescent, or a prepossessing child. You're 12 years old. You don't have any rights. Like, until something actually happens, who's going to rescue you?
If not your mother.
Right. And so, you can't just run away and stay away with another relative. There has to be court exchanges and legal exchanges and all this thing for you to go somewhere else. So I pray all the time for children, for their safety, against, neglect and abandonment and abuse and all these type of things. It's just very close to my heart that children would, from babies from the womb on, would experience mistreatment of every kind. I mean, I used to work or I was affiliated with a group that ministered to people who had been, SA'd and molested to different degrees. And I mean, I came across and met a wonderful woman of God, and she began to share her testimony about her mom, would traffic her like from the 3rd grade, which is like 8 or 9 years old, depending on where your birthday fell.
That's a baby.
Listen, the way that thing almost took me down when I heard about it, I was like, but what could she do as a child? As
a little child.
Yeah.
You depend on your parents. And as a girl, we often tend to look for our mothers first.
Unless there's a dynamic in the family when the mom is not there. And so I'd like to say that sadly, mothers were not equipped to parent at the time their child or children needed them to be. Some moms begin to grow, mature, and develop and heal more, after the children began to grow or after the children became adults. And in those instances, sometimes there's room to just kind of circle back and go back and try to apologize and make amends. And sometimes there's not. Somebody could pass away before that relationship can be restored. So apologize as much as you can, when you can, and how you can, but be well, mom, from one mom to another.
So I love / like you now, but there was a little while where I had some resentment towards you for the following issues. Wasn't able to celebrate Halloween growing up because we're Christian, and I was upset because I had this other Christian friend and she was allowed to celebrate. I came home crying one time for spending time with her, but because we had a sleepover, but I had to go home and she got to go trick-or-treating, and I was like, Mom, she also believes in God. How come she can go get free candy and I can't get no free candy? Talking about some Satanism and paganism. I don't care about that. It's free candy.
As if you weren't getting candy all the time, like it was a part of your dietary requirements. And I'm not Christian, by the way. I'm a believer, an awakened believer. I don't use the term Christian. Yes, I'm baptized and filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, Holy Spirit, tongue talking, the fruit of the spirit, virtues, and all those different things, baptized in Yahusha's, Jesus' name, and all of that good stuff. But I don't identify as Christian anymore. Because nowadays, everybody and everything just says, oh, I'm a Christian. But, where does your life align? And so it's not my business where your life aligns. It's my business where my life aligns. And I prefer to say I'm a believer.
I wanted my life aligned with some free candy.
A very awakened believer. No, you're not going trick-or-treating. No, you're not wearing any costumes.
And I was very upset about it. So that was one thing that I really resented you for.
I just really felt like you would fall in line. I mean, the other kids weren't allowed to do it. So I was like, yeah, she's just going to have to, fall in line. But you didn't. You really pushed back against it. And I was like, oh, wow.
Because bump what them kids was allowed to do. Because they was mad at me for wanting to do it too. And I was like, you understand that we're all being imprisoned? We have the same oppressor. Unionize.
The revolution.
That was me. I wasn't allowed to date. I was upset about that for a good minute. There was like 2 days where I just straight up did not speak to her. I was so angry and so upset. I'm still irritated about it, but I can let it go. It's fine. It was 10 years ago. I gotta let it go. Statute of limitations. I gotta let it go. Not being a millionaire in all of my games. This was the same friend that could celebrate Halloween and I couldn't. She was like, why do you always want to be like these rich ladies? You live in a house and I live in an apartment. You're basically a millionaire yourself compared to me. What? Yeah, I want to be rich. My granddad had idea what a businesses out the wazoo. I should have been an ice cream heiress. I really should have.
Which is why you're obsessed with ice cream, because you're literally paying yourself in pints.
Retroactive, I really think, I really believe. And you know what? I need to talk to my aunties about that. Everybody get on my nerves.
Yeah, nobody. Be blessed and be blocked. Nobody goes for that call.
And I was sheltered. I felt like I was sheltered and didn't get to experience all the things that my siblings got to experience. Now, how were they traumatized by some of these things? Yes. Did I know that at the time? No. We're not great communicators in my family. I'm like, as much as we like to talk and yap and whatnot, I'm the only one that would bring up like a serious issue in a non-accusatory format. Everybody else, when they brought up a problem, it was because they wanted to argue about it. And that argument would only be them expressing their feelings and how you were wrong to make them feel that way. And you need to change, you need to da-da-da. I'm like, I don't like you. That's why this isn't working. So I felt like I didn't get to do a lot of the things that they got to do, or that they didn't get to do either. Like the celebrating the Halloween thing. I was so bothered by it. And I finally met a Jehovah's Witness friend who didn't get to celebrate anything, because they don't get to celebrate anything.
Yeah, and so I was rather have been a Jehovah's Witness?
No, that would be far worse. I love my birthday.
Other kids were sheltered as well. Yeah. I was a young mom, young wife, and we came into like holiness, strict holiness, where we couldn't wear pants. We had to wear hair coverings, no makeup, no jewelry except for your wedding ring. No earrings and open-toe shoes and stockings and all this type of thing. Yeah.
That's oppression.
We came up in a lot of legalism and from the spirit of religion. So it was strict. It was very rule-based, very performance-based. So the other kids were sheltered as well. Mm-hmm. The other kids weren't dating as well. Anything they experienced, outside of things that we went through in terms of trials and just, hardship, they wanted a taste of the world. They would sneak around and do it. Mm-hmm. Like any other kid, teenager, whatever, whether you're in the Lord or not. Anybody, a secular person, non-secular person will tell you their kids, the teens, sneaking out of the house, taking the car, all these type of things.
There was rebellion, but I didn't know that their rebellion was like 100% just rebellion. I was like, do you not know that your 13 is out here smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, it was a lot of pushback because there were too many rules, but it's what I knew. And I was trying to put in place what I thought would keep them safe and ways to keep them safe, because it's my responsibility now. The shoulders are me now, so I'm trying to, get along with the best way that I could. So, yeah. So the thing with the dating, I look back on how rigid I was and just like control-based or whatever with raising my children. And there's very few things that I would change. I think the way that it would be executed,
Yeah.
Because you did have one young man who was nice enough to approach me and ask me if he, could date you.
I coached him for weeks on how to do that. I did. We had been discussing this for a long time.
Plotting behind my back, just sprung it on me.
I told him, I was like, look, this is how my mother is. She's very specific, and I'm not able to like sneak around. One, because it's not going to work, because she's going to find out. I like you a lot. You're very cute, but you're not worth getting my behind beat. All right? I ain't got a whooping in years, and I would like to keep my streak going. All right? I coached him, and I had a whole plan. I knew we were not gonna like work out forever. I planned on him going to college and leaving me alone. I had a whole plan.
You
and
just
her
wanted
saying
the
no,
experience.
I wanted the experience. I was like, I want to experience my first heartbreak and whatnot in high school, where I can crash out and get over it and move on with my life. But now I'm 25, and now I've experienced it while I'm grown, and now I might actually put a brick through somebody's window because I've never experienced it before.
Child, you too scared of jail. I mean, you've
That's
been to
true.
sleepaway camp and stuff, but that's not jail, baby.
That's
so
true.
we know you talk all of this, putting the brick here and driving over people and all these fantasy. It's all TV.
I'm much more likely to just cry.
Smoking.
But I wanted to do that. Like, I wanted to experience that when I was that age where everybody else was, because I felt like if I were to experience it later, I was much more vulnerable and for someone to take advantage of me due to my gap in knowledge and gap in experience. And I guess I had a crush on him, but it wasn't like super serious. I was just like, I just kind of want to date this guy. So I could, get some experience, so I know what I'm doing. So when I go to college, I don't have somebody who's trying to take advantage of me. That was my thing. Her saying no ruined my whole plan.
I ruined the whole plan.
The whole plan. That's why I didn't talk to her for 2 days.
Even his 2 days.
Baby, you could have kept that a week.
Yapper.
You see what I mean? She didn't even care. So I was like, she doesn't even care that I'm mad at her. I'm not gonna sit there and be mad by myself. We both gonna be irritated. Now what?
Yeah, she used to try to pull that on me because if she was mad, then I needed to be mad too. And one time I was in the car, I was like, you know what? Every time you're mad about something, you expect me to be mad too. That's not gonna happen.
You caused the problem.
She was so flabbergasted, but the Holy Ghost gave me that. He was like, every time, and I was like, he will tell on you.
He's a snitch. That's why I could never do nothing.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't the rebellious one, really. I wasn't really doing much.
No,
Because she would find out.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it.
Because your little things or whatever.
Plus, I saw everybody else get caught and what they had to go through. I said, that's not my ministry.
And to be real about it, a lot of your peers that have gone on, and they have children and families. Some are married and some are not. Baby, you wouldn't cut out for a lot of the stuff you thought you were figuring out in your mind to do.
Oh, it's like that?
So I have like some regret, a change of heart in the way I executed a lot of things. Because first I didn't need to be legalistic, religious, or, performance-based, that type of thing. So the safety measures and protections, guardrails or whatever could have been executed in different ways. Safer ways for their hearts, just safer for their minds, that type of thing. But I don't live with regrets and guilt because I've given that to the Lord. I've forgiven myself. And I pray that they forgive me with or without apology because there are things that I don't know that they have, they may yet still want to disclose. But I'm open for them to talk to me. My kids know you can talk to me about anything. And I say kids, but they're adults, all of them. Just be respectful. Like, you're not going to roll up on me and curse me out. Like, that's not going to happen in any lifetime. Like, no. And that's just too much disrespect. And even though they get away with a little snide, underhanded thing here now and again, and I'm perfectly aware. But the blatant thing, no. But I'm open, because I would like to enjoy a relationship with them, a healthy one with them. So I don't have guilt and regrets. I do wish I was as healed and self-aware and emotionally intelligent as I am now. I wish that happened sooner so that I could execute a lot of things differently and got away from that religion.
Yeah.
And legalism and all sooner.
Because I absorbed a lot of your rigidity. And I had all of these rules and asinine things for myself about how I was supposed to behave and conduct and look and whatnot. And I was like, why do I feel this way? Everybody else gets to be free and do things and whatnot, and you're not actually saying these words to me anymore. So whose voice is it that I'm hearing, that I'm listening to, that's more important than my own voice?
Right. Because you were mimicking what you saw. And then with me being the only parent, like you didn't have your dad.
I didn't have a dad to...
Right. You didn't have your dad. He passed away. So, to bounce things off and to bring that balance. That's why the two-parent home, a healthy two-parent home, is ideal. So that,
there's
the voices, right, and their influences and their balances out for the children.
Yeah.
So they missed that. My children missed having that, sadly. And whatever we miss, the Most High is able to restore. Thankfully, He's a restorer. So we sow in tears, but we reap in joy. That's Psalm 126. So we believe in the Lord for you as well.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew your mom in high school, do you think you guys would have been friends?
Absolutely not. Not in the slightest. Personality differences.
Yeah. I don't think we would be friends because we have a lot of different interests and things. I think we would know each other and be cool. We'd be that, those semester friends, the friends that you make in this one class, and then you kind of don't speak after that. I think we could do that.
Yeah, like temporary friends, acquaintances, or whatever type. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be beef, but it wouldn't be butter either.
Right. And that's fine. It's okay. I mean, sometimes we're too clingy and dependent. We want to hold on to people for lifetimes. Listen, if somebody's not interested, you're trying to sentence them to 25 to life, like, let people go. They're either staying or they're going. And so sometimes you have to be okay with them going. Everybody's not meant to stay. Like clawing at somebody to get them to stay. You know, that's controlling.
Not
that's
everybody
insecurity.
is meant to be a branch on your tree of life. Lots
Right.
of people are just leaves.
Yeah.
Or flowers, and you just let them go.
Right. You enjoy them for the season or for the time or the incident, occurrence, event, reason, and then we all move on.
You got 2 times to try me. There will not be a third time. Because at the first time, depending on what it is, I might just let it slide, but be like, hey, in the future, I'd appreciate it if you would act a different way. It happens again. Once is a mistake, twice is a choice. Now you're establishing a pattern. I'm not a bop it. You don't get to just keep trying and playing. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Snip, snip.
And
I'm
that's
pruning
real.
the tree.
That's real. And that's a complication or facet that can come about in any relationship. And so I really believe that we have to honor our temples, honor our spirit, honor our hearts, honor our individuality, honor our voice and autonomy, and just value ourselves. That's honoring the Lord when we honor ourselves, because we belong to Him. He doesn't want us in abusive situations. He doesn't. And we have to, even monitor our sensitivity, because some levels or depths of sensitivity is rooted in pride. And so we want to be careful with that, because if you'll know when your sensitivity is rooted in pride is because you nitpick about every flaw and every deficiency. You criticize and judgment every little thing a person does. And so you want to take your heart to the Lord to root out that pride. You want to renounce pride and have your heart healed so that you don't continue on in that sensitivity that's rooted in pride, so that you can be accepting and loving, even if it comes to the point where it's done from a distance, because there's some legitimacies in what's going on with the other person crossing the line and this type of thing. So yeah, relationships are not easy, even when we both have the same beliefs and convictions and serve the same God and all that.
It take work, because we're 2 different people at the end of the day.
Take work. Love is the same. It doesn't change. 1 Corinthians 13 is the blueprint. And we love and God is love, but it still takes work. It takes sacrifice. It's a decision. So personally, I feel like I was so hyper vigilant, as a parent. Just wanted to keep everything in place and wanted to control everything. I didn't have a lot of faith. I didn't have a lot of trust. I just really felt like all the shoulder and weight and responsibility of 4 people against my solitary self. And I never felt enough. I never felt I could do it well enough. As much as I tried to read and to pray and all these different things, it just never seemed to measure up, in my own eyes. So as much as you all were disappointed, I was disappointed in me, because I never believed in myself in the first place, as far as handling and shouldering the weight of running a household, being the head of a household, single parent. I was like, no, I don't want my kids to grow up the way I did. My dad was in and out, and then he was just out. And so I didn't want that for you all. I didn't want that. I wanted you to experience it, but I didn't have any control over it and keeping it together. And that's like,
yeah, you kind of just had kids. Or how do you think you as a person would have been different if you didn't become a mother?
If I didn't become a mother, I'd probably be in the throes of my career or whatever my passion would be.
Oh, you'd be a business lady.
That and thespian. I really love theater.
She's an actor.
Really
giving Angela Bassett.
Actress. Savant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
Audra McDonald, who?
I really do. Because Audra and I would be best friends. Yeah. And so, no, I'd really be in the throes of my career and following my passion and my dreams if I didn't have children. Yeah. Never married and never had kids.
Looking at her life and how hard motherhood was for her, and also hearing about childbirth, I think I was told about it too soon. They let me peek behind the curtain far too soon. I knew from the age of like 11 years old that I did not want to be a mother. And I knew it because we had my baby cousin Star that you saw in one of our previous episodes. We were babysitting her. She was, I think, a crawling age baby. We only had her for like a couple of days. That baby started crying and I felt my ovaries squeezed and like want to help her. Is that what a maternal instinct was? Whatever it was horrible, awful, terrible, deplorable. I decided that was not the life for me. I said, I gotta respond like this every time she cries. And she cried a lot because she's a baby. Babies just cry. They just do that.
They can't talk.
So they can't talk, so they cry and they scream. I was like, oh, you're about to get put outside and be raised by wolves. It's not for me. It's not for me. And I've held very firm on that stance. Any children I have will be adopted. Let someone else grow them and do all of that work. Because as for me, I'm going to the baby store.
There's a store.
Where is the stork? Okay, hello, is this
Oh my
the
gosh,
one?
she's not exaggerating. One day she told me, she was like, Mommy, I'm going to adopt a 17-year-old. I was like, what? She was like, a 17-year-old, I'm going to see them through that last year of high school, and then they're off to college.
Off to college, and I'll definitely support you and still love you and everything like that, but you will have been pre-made, okay? Pre-made. It's like going to the store and getting a frozen pizza. I'm not the one making the dough and putting all the ingredients together. You're just going in the oven and then coming back out, and I'm done.
You hear that, children? You're like, frozen pizzas. I hope you're the good brand. That's Sam's Choice. I love that brand.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
You know what? We need to wrap this up.
My sister's the same way.
Oh, gosh. Don't remind me.
How do you feel about your daughters choosing not to be mothers?
Where do I get these people from? I pushed them out. I did. No epidural, no medication. I pushed them out 4 times. I did
That's
it.
the point. That's the point. You know how moms complain about all the stuff that you gave them through pregnancy? The shoe size went up, the stretch marks. I know a woman who's allergic to apples now. Like, she can't eat the skin of apples because of her first pregnancy. The first one. It's multiple children after that, but that first one, she can't eat apple skin anymore. So I was up there peeling apples.
Aww.
It all sounds horrible. I don't want to go through any of that. I'm far too selfish.
You literally frightening me, and I'm done. I'm like so past for this.
Apples! Oh my God.
Brie is like birth control. You hear me? Right? This diatribe right here, it's birth control. Somebody
case you
listening
ever
to this
needed
and they're
it.
going, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for you. It's me. I'm the one that was discouraging my friends not to get pregnant. My friend was like, what would you do if I told you I was pregnant? I said, okay, what kind of cake am I buying? Are we going, where are we going? Having, like, okay, should I say congratulations or I'm so sorry? Like,
Brianna.
What are we doing? I needed to know. I feel like that's part of being a good friend. How can I support you? Is this good news or is it bad news? What do we do?
Yeah, okay. So the queens are done.
Yeah.
Because we yapped out of yappery land.
Just had to let you know what it was.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is a good topic today.
Yeah.
I think we've covered some ground.
I like talking about us.
And we've left it open for more discussion. So join us again in the comments. Don't forget to reach out to us. I'm at Regina Claxton Ministries on YouTube. We have some wonderful teachings there that you can learn and observe and glean from. I'm at Regina Empowerment CEO on TikTok. If you want to reach out to me there, we're going to put these links in the descriptions. We also have the link to the Psychology Today ad, which is just one resource for you to look into if you're wanting to heal the mother-daughter wound. And as always, we're praying for you because matters that we discuss and laugh and chuckle about, they're dear and near to our heart, which is why we do this show. The Lord gave it to us to do because we know there are many people like us who are thinking about these things. And so they have their opinions as well. So we love you real good, and we will see you right back here on the channel next week. Thank you for joining us for another episode.
Bye.